Well, hello friends and welcome to Ask Zach. Today we're going to talk about some kind of Telecaster tone hacks. I'm going to show you some fun ways to get more of a really kind of great fake baritone guitar sound and kind of using non-intuitive pickup selections and then using your picking hand and positioning to kind of make it really interesting and really, I think, compelling. So I'm going to use a couple examples, including a Dwight Yoakam tune, the old, Fast As You, and I'm going to show you a more interesting way to play the intro, on a Tele. And we're gonna have some fun. Also, going to take a John Leventhal, kind of baritone sounding thing that he did, and kind of show how to get a good faux baritone sound. So we're gonna have fun. First off, I need to thank my Patreon supporters because they are what keeps this going, and I'm grateful to them. So thank you to all of you that support me. If you want to find out more, you can go down in the description and you can find out more. All right, so let's just start. We're gonna start on the bridge pickup, and this is just kind of a real basic thing where I'm just going to show the tonal variation, that you can get just by moving your right hand around or your picking hand around. And I think so many people don't even think about this. They just kind of, play, especially on a Tele, you have this nice big area where there's not a pickup, and that's just you kind of will move in between here a lot, and you don't even think about the different things you can do. So let's say you're just playing, like here's just an easy lick, And so those sound drastically different. And also they feel very different too, because the tension is different. When you're picking, the closer you pick to the bridge, the stiffer it is. And your pick kind of bounces off. And the closer, you play to the middle of the neck, the looser it is. And the more you kind of have to hold back with your pick. And so it's kind of nice because it also gives you a very different feel on the same guitar. And of course, a very different tone. So let's take it a step further and let's do some non-intuitive kind of pickup selections. So we're still on the bridge pickup. And so think about the Dwight Yoakam tune, Fast As You. So this is the way probably a lot of people would play it. They'd put it on the bridge pickup. Maybe they'd even turn on an overdrive or something like that, and they'd start playing the lick. It's not bad, but one thing that makes it kind of a little more interesting is play it closer to the bridge. Well, let's take it, instead of using the bridge pickup, let's use the neck pickup. And let's play real close to the bridge, and let's hear how that sounds. Okay, that to me sounds more like the record. And I think on the album, I think that was kind of Pete Anderson's Strat album. And I think he used a Strat on pretty much the whole album, and I think the whole record. And I think he was using like the neck pickup and picking close to the bridge to get that sound. And so that sound is so much more like the album than playing it on the bridge pickup, especially in the middle. And even if you kind of get the doinkier thing, but it's the fact that you've got a fatter pickup that's warmer, but then you're playing it over here, and you're also getting that bounce where the pick is coming back at you. And so it really creates more energy. Also, you can hit it harder because it's closer to the saddle, and you can get more volume out of it too. All right, so Notice my neck pickup's a little microphonic. Yeah, which it's fine. It hadn't gone so microphonic that I have to change it out yet or get it repotted, but it might have to happen at some point. Here's another example that I really like a lot. And so this is a tune by Rosanne Cash off the album The List, which is a great album. And if you haven't heard it, I highly recommend you go find it. Go, whatever, Spotify, Apple Music, whatever. Go listen to it. It's Rosanne, kind of interpreting a bunch of classic country tunes that her father, Johnny Cash, had made this list of old country tunes that she should listen to. It sounds like I'm trying to do a tongue twister, and yeah, it's a great group of songs, and one of my favorites is called 500 Miles, and there's a live recording of it where they performed it on Austin City Limits, and you get to see her husband, John Leventhal, who's one of my favorite guys to steal stuff from, play the tune. And if listening to the album, I thought he was playing on the bridge pickup, but it's great watching him play it. And he plays this line, and the tune's in B flat, and he starts off. He's got some tremolo going, which I'm going to turn some tremolo on. Maybe a little echo too, if you like a little echo. So yeah, neck pickup, and he plays real close to the bridge, and he does this. So I thought that was a really great approximation of a baritone guitar. And again, what made it sound that way was kind of the beefiness of it, yet by playing close to the bridge and not playing too hard, but by playing with kind of like a medium kind of attack, you get a sound that to me sounds very much like a Dan Electro type thing. And so it's just a great sound. The other thing that's really great about it is that while he's, at the end of kind of this quasi-baritone part, he switches to both pickups and he moves his hand forward and he plays the double stop. And that's a nice little transition from playing this, kind of assertive baritone part, and then he plays a softer, kind of smoother thing on both pickups instead of the neck pickup. And he moves his hand forward and plays those sweet little double stops, and then it kind of brings it right back into the vocal. And I think that's an amazing, kind of technique and use of, again, in kind of a non-intuitive way, using the neck pickup to get a really cool baritone sound. Because if you would have played that same part up here, just doesn't have the. Just gets you there in a better way. Here's another, kind of funny thing that I learned off Pete Anderson, because again, we mentioned him before, and that's this kind of quasi flanger thing. And this has nothing to do with the neck pickup. So I'm on the bridge pickup, and he would do this live. There's I can't remember if it's Mystery Train or Can't You Hear Me Calling on one of the. There's a Dwight deluxe edition of Guitars Cadillacs, and he does this thing where he starts going. I know it's kind of silly, but it's kind of fun. It's kind of this, quasi flanger sound that, again, just by, lightly touching the string and moving it up and down on the A and low E strings, kind of between the 7th fret and the 2nd fret. So just a fun little thing that you can throw in there. Another thing, and this is really basic, but I wish people would do this also, is I see so many guys that don't use the tone control on their guitar at all. And especially on a Tele, it's a really wonderful thing. And there's something special about a bridge pickup that just has a little bit of tone rolled off on it. And that's something I learned from Vince Gill, and he learned it from Roy Nichols. And of course, I learned it from a guitar player interview back in the early 90s that Vince did. But yeah, lots of really good info, because it's like you can, take this. You can just roll this back a bit. Versus. It's just, and again, that's, and I'm just using a regular 250K pot and just a vintage style, tone cap. Not using, there's nothing special on this guitar. So, all right, well, that kind of does it for today. The little opening thing, I'll play that kind of slow just so you can kind of hear that. That's kind of here's kind of a mini lesson. I'm hitting that open D string and letting it, kind of go against the, the C sharp, on the A string. And then you just move it up a string. And then for the B, I couldn't hit an open string, and so instead I kind of did a bend. Maybe I did. And also as a variation, you can just do that bend, after you've done it kind of once with the open string, you can do that. All right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.